Ya Ali Madad, Niamat Sahaba.
Malali Madad, Subhanallah, Subhanallah, beautiful zikr. This is the zikr which we are going to do today as an intention on our group. Ya Mukallibal Kulub. Maula Ali says, Ana Mukallibal Kulub, the one who turns the heart. So, Alhamdulillah, Nabi Sahib had a beautiful zikr. Ya Mukallibal Kulub, Ya Mukallibal Kulub, Ya Mukallibal Kulub. We are praying to our Mawla, oh, the one who can turn the hearts. Ya Mawla, turn our hearts. What does that mean? Make our hearts direction towards you, Mawla. Whoever is not paying attention or focusing on the direction of the Imam, we are in love with the worldly life or whatever it is, nafs-e amara. Ya Mawla, change, turn our heart towards you. Ya Muqallibal Qulub. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazrat Imam Tawfiq Taeed Himmat wa Yari Maula Tawfiq Taeed Himmat wa Yari Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil wa ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir Ya Maula Meherban, Ya Mushkil Kusha Meherban Maula. Ya Maula, all friends on this group Maula are doing this intention of zikr Maula. Ya Maula, accept our zikr in your huzur Punur Maula. Give us the ability to do the zikr in abundance Maula. Stay in remembrance of you Maula. Ya Maula. And this ilmi ibadat, the ibadat of knowledge we are going to do now, Mola, by reading your Faramins, understanding the guidance of your Holy Huzur, Mola, you have been giving it to us, Mola. You're guiding us, Mola. But Ya Mola, change our hearts, Mola, so we can truly pay attention to your guidance, your teachings, Mola. Understand the Quran, Mola. You are teaching us the talimat of Quran, Mola. Ya Mola, help us see that all, Mola. Ya Mola, help us connect with the knowledge, Mola. Make us really better in our ilmi ibadat as well, Mola. Ya Mola, we are very weak in our Nurani time ibadat as well, Mola. Ya Mola, we are weak overall, Mola. Ya Mola, help us become better in all aspects of our spirituality, Mola. Ya Mola, help us, Mola. Without you, Mola, we do not know what will happen to us, Mola. Do not let our work be on us only, Mola. We need your help, Mola. Hold our hands, Mola. Faryad ras, faryad ras, hai murtasa, faryad ras. Ya Mola, help us, please, Mola. Help us, Mola. Ameen, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Shukran lillah, walhamdulillah, shukran lillah, walhamdulillah. So we continue with our Farman number 32 today, of April 7th, 1899, Jangbar Farman, Zanzibar. And we had started this Farman, so let me quickly review a few things which we had discussed so we can continue to talk about that. And so in that Farman, in the beginning, if we were to look at it, we see that Maula guided us that how people, take care of their money, protect their money. Moments protect their Iman. Moments protect their Iman. So that is the huge difference between a worldly person and a Momin, right? Momin's heart is in remembrance and protecting Iman, so no one can, uh, take him astray, take him out of the path, make him forget the remembrance. On the other hand, the worldly person will always be constantly thinking about the money and protection of the money, his property, his belonging, me and mine, nothing else, right? And then Imam beautifully, allegorically gave us the example of a horse. And a rider on the horse keeps the rein in his hands, right? But very interestingly, those who are in the love of the worldly life, it is as if the horse is directing. Horse being the carnal soul. In this example, horse is the carnal soul in this allegory. So we understand that Imam is guiding us that horse is example of the nafs. And there are so many people who, live their life following the nafs. And Imam is teaching us that if we really want to realize the importance of our physical life coming to this world, it is not just physical, it is our spiritual and intellectual lives which matters. And it can only happen when we become protective towards our Iman. How do we protect our Iman? And we talked about it, that there are levels in Iman as well. There are levels in progress of knowledge as well. When we seek knowledge, when we learn knowledge, we are making our Iman elevate actually. Otherwise, Iman also remains at the lower level. When we seek knowledge, we are increasing the level of our Iman, because the way we pray that, Ya Mola, hamare Iman mein izafa kar, right? Increase in our faith. There is an increase in our faith. The more knowledge we have, the more increase in our faith. So it is extremely important to realize that even in Iman, there are darjat, there are levels, there are stages. And then Imam also gives us example that how people, when they do their business, how mindful they are. What strategies, what location, what do you do so you can have success? Similarly, a Momin is always occupied with these thoughts to how to help himself to progress in Iman. Meaning, do not let ever the horse ride us, keep the rein in control and we tell the horse where to move. Meaning, nafs amara has to be tamed by us, controlled by us. It cannot make us follow its instant desire. And then Imam, and then we'll start from there. So the plan is that I'm going to read it from the Gujarati book, because what we are seeing, that there are some errors in the transliteration. So I will read from my Gujarati book and we will have display here. So those friends who, can read English. How do I see your screen, Navi? Exit the screen.
You should already be seeing it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, side by side. Yeah, there are different modes in Zoom. All right, so we will start from here. So Please recite the salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadi wa ali Muhammad. Ame fakat દ્રષ્ટાત તમને કહેલ છે, પણ જ્ઞાનમાં જે ખુલાસા ફરમાવેલ છે તે પ્રમાણે ચાલો. So Imam is saying that I am describing, I am teaching you, I am guiding you, what we have discussed just now in the beginning part of the Farman. But Imam says that you have to really focus on Ginan, because in Ginan, khulasa, summary has been given in the Ginan, so you really have to understand the Ginan. And remember, the word Ginan is not limited to the Ginans we sing. The word Ginan means knowledge. Nevertheless, the Ginan itself has complete summary of all the talimat of our deen. It is only when we do not have knowledge, especially the knowledge of Quran, we do not even understand the Ginans as well. So it is very important for us to have the knowledge to understand our Ginans and Faramins. Ginanma tamara deenna sarve khulasa apel che. Sarve khulasa. All the knowledge of our deen has been given in our Ginans. So I have to say that because of that Farman line, what happened? People chose to, humbly take a shortcut or approach of convenience instead of conviction. If everything is in the Ginan, which I sing, then I do not need to learn anything else but just Ginan. That's not what Imam said. Imam said that there is a summary. Even in the physical worldly life, the teaching approach is that we have to read the article, right? Or a chapter, and then we write the summary. People, our peer could write the summary. But if we were to read the summary, it should motivate us to go back into the chapter to study the chapter, because summary will give us the idea of it. But to learn the concept, we have to go to the main source, which is actually Quran. So we have to realize that, yes, the summary has been given in the Ginan, but without understanding Quran and its tawili ilm, the esoteric part of Quran, we will not be able to understand truly. In the essence, what peers are teaching us in the Ginans, we will not understand it. જેમ તમારા બાપ દાદા આ દીનના રસ્તા પર ચાલી ગયા છે, તેમ તમે પણ ચાલો. Imam is saying, in other words, Imam, first let me paraphrase. Imam is saying that the way your parents, your grandparents have been walking on this path, similarly, you also have to follow this path. In other words, Imam is saying that our deen is ancient, and we will talk about it in the Light of Quran later. આ સતપંથ દીનની મિસાલ આવી છે કે એક કિલ્લોબંધ શહેર છે. એક કિલ્લોબંધ શહેર છે. Imam is again giving us example that our true religion, Satpanth religion, the example of it as if there is a city, and this city is Killoband Sheher che, like there is a castle in the city, but then it is a city itself, right? Tame majboot killa bandho છો, tema majboot killa bandhela છે. Within that city, there are very strong castles are built. Tamara deen killa mafak majboot છે. Tamaro deen killa mafak majboot che. Then Imam is again going back to the deen, saying that our deen is strong, firm, like a castle. Now, very important concept of castle here, which we will also discuss in detail. Tame hakikati moment sara che. Imam so beautifully is, encouraging us, but at the same time, if we have studied Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin, Imam does not call everybody Hakikati. Imam sometimes call, in Farman, that you are in the form of humans. Sometimes he's, upset, and he says that Why are you behaving like animals? Here, Imam says, Tame hakikati moman sara cho. Again, Imam is talking to those mominin who are fully hakikati. There are groups, parts of Jama'at who follow deen at different levels. The whole Jama'at is present, but here Imam is talking to those who are hakikati. And Imam is saying that you who are hakikati, you are good moments. Adin satya છે. This religion is true. તમે એક દિલ થઈ ધ્યાન રાખીને તમારા દીનને સંભાળજો. Now Imam is guiding us that our religion is true religion, but we all have to unite, become one heart. And, dhyan rakhine, pay attention to it, be very careful paying attention to it, that we all become one heart, we become united. And then only we can follow our deen. If we are not united, if we are not one heart, how are we going to follow our deen, right? So we have to understand, Imam is guiding us that we need to be united. United how? Under the umbrella of our deen, which is the true deen. It is very important to understand what is the true deen and who is the hakikati mu'min, because these are all different concepts. Hakikati mu'min is not like everybody else in the Jama'at. Hakikati mu'min is different. And then our deen, which is satya deen, which is true religion. Again, we have to understand what does it mean to be in the true religion. Dawat-e-haq, it is the truly, Dawat-e-haq, it's the invitation to the truth. That is our deen. When we understand, when we truly have the knowledge how it is Dawat-e-haq, right? Then only we can follow and become one heart. When we don't understand our deen, there will be, divisions and partitions. It is all to do with the deen that we have to have the knowledge to understand, to be realizing that how we are all one. જેમ તમે પૈસાને સંભાળો છો તેમ આ દીન તથા ઈમાન જે અમૂલ્ય ચીજ છે તેને પણ બરાબર સાચવજો. Again, Imam is going back to the comparison of the example of how we as members of the Jama'at, Imam is saying that when you, the way you protect and take care of your money, the way our heart is always about, protecting and increasing our money. Imam is saying in the same way, you need to pay attention to your deen and your Iman. So, if we understand, if we have lived in this world, and we have, but what I'm trying to say is that the way we had focused and paid attention, our mind, our energies, in earning money, protecting it, multiplying it, are we truly investing our time and energies to increase our Iman? And Imam says it's amulya chichi, it's invaluable. There is no example like Iman. We will find worldly things and worldly treasures, worldly people, everything in this world is present. But when we talk about amulya, invaluable, there's no comparison of it anywhere in this world. Imam says that we have to really very carefully take care of our Iman and our deen. રાખીને કોઈ ચોર આવીને લૂંટી ના જાય. Very interestingly, the way the wordings are, રાખીને કોઈ ચોર આવીને લૂંટી ના જાય. Like, don't let it open up, leave it outside. If we leave the money outside, anybody will steal it, right? We are inviting people. Oh, I'm leaving the money here. It's રાખીને, right? So, રાખીને, do not leave it open. Do not let it be like that. If you keep the money out, the people will steal. Similarly, our Iman we have to protect. We don't show it off and leave it outside. We have to keep Iman protected so nobody can steal it. Tamaru Iman tame chutta rakhi apsho to chor athwa wahe murgu laine chalyo jashe. Vate margu laine chalyo jashe. What does it mean? That if we leave our Iman open in out, chutto muki desu, right? It's outside, we are leaving it open. Then anyone passing by, traveler or thief, will steal our Iman. It doesn't make sense. You know, when I give example of money, that if I keep my $100 outside, anybody is passing by can pick it up and go away, right? Or a thief can steal it. So I'll be very protective of my money. How do I become protective of my Iman that nobody, steals it? Have you ever reflected on that? That how do we protect our Iman? Is it something, we keep our money hidden, right? That nobody steals it, protected and hidden actually. How do we keep our Iman hidden in that way or protected? On the other hand, we are saying that multiply Iman. So how do we comprehend this example which Imam is actually giving to us? So we'll come back to that. Baad Hazrat Imam farmaવ્યું તમે આ દીનમાં એક રંગી થઈને ચાલજો. તમે આ દીનમાં એક રંગી થઈને ચાલજો. Very, very powerful guidance. Literally, Imam is saying in this, sentence that in our deen, we all have to become one color, one heart, united. Ahi tahi nahi chalo. Do not go here and there. Do not go here and there. Berangi ahi tahi chale che. Those who have more than one color, they go here and there. Je koi અહીંયા ના હોય અને બીજે તરફ હોય તે બેરંગી કરતા સારા છે. Again, very, very important guidance for us. Imam is saying that those who are not here present in Jama'at, but they are sitting on that side, they are better. They are better than being at two places. Then Imam is saying here, તમે બંને બાજુ નહીં ચાલજો. Do not be walking on both the direction. એક જ આ દીનનો રસ્તો પકડીને ચાલજો. Be at one side, hold on to your deen and walk on one path. તમે જ્ઞાન આપ્યા છે તે જોઈને ચાલજો. We have given you Ginan. Now, Imam, when he did Hazrat Imam Sultan Shah wrote Ginan. No, he didn't. But this is what teaches us when Imam says, Tamne Ginan apya che te tame joine chaljo. I have given you knowledge. Look at this knowledge and walk on this path. Now, so we have understood in English this Gujrati Farman. So let me now go repeat this and discuss one by one, right? So Imam is saying that first we started that I'm describing it to you. Imam says, I'm describing it to you, the knowledge of our deen, and you need to look into the Ginan as summaries are given. So we discussed that the summaries are written based on Quranic knowledge. So if we study the Tawili ilm, truly the Tawili ilm, then only we will realize and understand the summaries which are given in our Ginans. Ginans are beautiful and powerful tradition. We do not ever want to lose that tradition. But we have to really pay attention to Ginans by learning the ilm given in Quran, Tawili ilm in the Quran, to truly understand our Ginans. Then Imam is saying that our religion is ancient. So we will refer to Quranic verse and then we'll discuss more. The concept of castle also, I would like to review it with the Quranic verse. Tame hakikati moman sara cho. So we talked about that as well. Leaving Iman outside. leaving Iman outside and then not being of two colors. So I think let me move to Quranic verses, and that will help us discuss all these points. I wanted to make sure that we have understood that part. All right, so you can see my screen. All right. So this is the first verse, 3/33. And this verse says, Inna Allah astafa Adama wa Nuhan wa Ali Ibrahima wa Ali Imrana alal alameen. Indeed, Allah chose Adam and Noah and the family of Ibrahim and the family of Imran over the worlds. When Imam says, Tamara Baap Dada Deen Raste Upar Chali Gaya Che, Tem Tame Par Chaljo. Our Darika, our deen is ancient. And when Imam says Baap Dada, in our limited capacity of our mind, we may think of our grandfather, great-grandfather, and that is it. But that's not what Imam is saying. Remember that Usul-e-Din Farman, Imam says that where did Adam come from? So keeping that in mind, that Imam wants us to reflect really back, in the sense, the way we talk about cycles in our Ismaili Tariqa. We believe in cycles. So we realize that Imam is talking about our deen, which is ancient. From the time of Adam, Noah, then we have Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. After Hazrat Ibrahim, we have Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, and Prophet Muhammad. And on Prophet Muhammad, this deen was completed. And after Prophet Muhammad, the Imamat started, Zuhurat of Imamat started. So when Imam is saying that follow your ancient religion, he is teaching us this kalima. That, the way he says, think, where did Adam come from? Who sent Adam, right? And Imam says that the one who is intelligent will reach to the Adam. If I were to ask you about your grandparents' names, intelligent will go till the Adam. Now we have knowledge and we are becoming intelligent. So we are understanding that when we realize and reflect on this knowledge, we have to understand, what does the cycle of Adam means? What does the cycle of Noah means? Our tariqa, our religion is based on cycles. So we understand Imam's guidance in this Farman that our deen is ancient. It did not start from Maula Ali. It did not start from Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It started from Adam. And, we believe in cycles. One cycle ends, another cycle starts. So our deen is ancient deen. Then Imam is telling us about Kesal. Now, this is a very interesting concept, and I hope that you love it too. This is Quranic verse, Surah Hajar, verse 16. And it says, وَلَقَدْ جَعَلْنَا فِي السَّمَاءِ بُرُوجًا وَزَيْنَهَا لِلْنَاظِرِينَ. And we have placed within the heaven great stars and have beautified it for the observers. Now, this verse you must have referred as the first light which is seen in the heaven, right? You must have heard, because we have talked about it in different sessions. So let's read Pictol's translation. And verily in the heaven we have set mentions of the stars, and we have beautified it for beholders. And indeed we have already made in the heaven constellations. Dr. Gali says constellations. This word buruj, constellation, we can take the example of it, the meaning of it, mentions, castles, killa. The way Imam is teaching us that our deen is like Killa Band Sheher. It is a city in which there are castles, right? And our deen is like a very strong, firm castle. Where do we see the castle in any city here, in the worldly city? We don't. This is deen. We are talking about these mentions of the stars. What is the tawili meaning of the stars? When we follow the understanding of Hudud-e-Din, if Imam is the example of, in this universe of, sun, and then we know moon is the example of Pir. Stars are dies. Remember, everything has tawil. Remember the verse, chapter 41, verse 51, that there are signs in your universe, macrocosm, and in microcosm. So now when we are looking at this Quranic verse and understanding the mention, which we actually are picking up from Farman, because Imam is teaching us about mentions. So when we relate it to Quran to look for where are these mentions, and these mentions are in the heavens. And these mentions are of the stars, meaning each die is like a castle. And Imam is talking about a city. And in this city, there are castles, strong, firm castles. So today we are talking about a different understanding of this Quranic verse, relating it to Farman when Imam says that our deen, the misal of our deen, the example of our deen, when we want to understand it, it is like castles, firm castles. And when we see the stars, because Quran tells us that mentions of the stars, it is the knowledge of the die, level of the knowledge of the die, meaning the castles. So when we are wanting to elevate our Iman to that level of becoming firm castle, which are protected, our knowledge has to elevate. It has to increase. And with the increase in the knowledge, there'll be increase in the Iman as well. Remember last week we talked about Iman-e-Nakis, Iman-e-Raji, and Iman-e-Kamil. So we understand that how when we are following the path of seeking knowledge, becoming a salik, becoming an arif, then we are able to relate to this Quranic verse that there are mentions, qilla, castles, constellations. Any example we take, the meaning, the essence, the understanding we are getting when we understand this Quranic verse and relate it to this Farman, it is the knowledge at the level of the die, which becomes like qilla. Now, why qilla? Why castle? It is hard to penetrate into castle because the walls of the castles are very, very, thick or big or strong. Nobody can put doubts in the heart of a die because there is level of knowledge. Anybody below the level of die, the knowledge is such that doubts can be put in. So it is extremely important to become that powerful in the sense that increase in the knowledge that the walls of castles nobody can penetrate. So I hope that you enjoyed that because I loved it when I read Farman. I'm like, oh wow, Mola, you're teaching us so beautifully. Then we have another verse. This is 9/67, Surah Tawbah. And now this one we have to review the Farman again when Imam says, Tame adin ma ek rangi thaine chaljo. Be in this religion, be one color. Can somebody have two colors? What is that animal who changes the color according to the girgit? In Urdu we say girgit. What is it in English? Chameleon, something like that, right? Who changes the color. Imam is very interestingly is telling us that you become one color, as if we change colors, as if we change colors. That's exactly what Imam is saying. And then Imam is saying that do not go here and there. Do not go here and there. And then Imam says that it is not good to be of two colors. Those are better who are not here right now and they're on the other side. Meaning, in Jama'at, there are people who go here and there or who have two colors. What is the term which is Quran? In Quran, it talks, gives them this label to these people who are of two colors. hypocrites, munafiqeen. Munafiq are those, when they are with us, they'll say, oh, I'm with you. But as soon as our back is turned, there'll be another group and they'll be say, oh, I'm with you. For whatever reasons, we are not going to go into the reasons. But munafiq is someone who would like to be on the both sides. Hypocrites, they are neither here nor there, but they are both sides. Why? Benefit, greed, fame, name, take any example. Munafiq. So Quran in chapter 9, Surah Tawbah 67 says, Al-munafiquna wal-munafiquta bazuhum min bazin ya'muruna bil-munkari nahna anil marufi وَيَقْبِزُونَ أَيْدِهِمْ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَنَسِيهُمْ إِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. The hypocrite men and hypocrite women are of one another. They enjoin what is wrong and forbid what is right and close their hands. They have forgotten Allah. So He has forgotten them. Indeed, the hypocrites, it is they who are definitely disobedient. Definitely disobedient. They are the transgressors, right? They are the hypocrites. So this is like very harsh Quranic verse, but this is what Imam is guiding us in this Farman. That those who are Berangi, those who have two colors, those who want to be here and they want to be there as well, they have joined what is wrong and left what is right. Just because of their decision, their choice to be here and there, they have left what is right and they have chosen themselves what is wrong. And in reality, superficially, they may be believers, they may be showing that they are believers, they are obedient, but they have forgotten the Lord. They have forgotten the Lord. And Khuda Ta'ala calls them hypocrites, munafiqeen. And truly, they are the disobedient. They are not Farman Bardar. They are immoral. They have no ethics because taqwa will never allow you to do that, to be at two places. There is no taqwa. And the point I want to emphasize that people do that. They want to be here and they want to be there. Let me give you example from history. So we are not talking like, in air, that in the time of Abu Bakr, we have to go to the history to understand these things, right? That when Maula Ali's Imamat was announced at Ghadir Khum, and when Abu Bakr announced that he is Khalifa, immediately after, he said he is Khalifa, and he collaborated with all the powerful people, they joined hands, and they all announced the Khilafat of Abu Bakr. They didn't do it formally as per se, but what did everybody who was resourceful, powerful, they backed Abu Bakr. So the Ummah became confused. And they forgot the announcement which Prophet Muhammad had done. He announced very clearly, Min kuntu Mawla Fahaz Ali Mawla, that whoever was I was Mawla, Ali is Mawla. But we see that there is a battle which Aisha is fighting against Mawla Ali. And people are misled that Abu Bakr is the family, Aisha is the wife. It is Ali, Mawla Ali, who's going against the family of the Prophet. And people did not give that support which Mawla Ali needed. Majority were misled. It took few generations for people to realize what had happened. And then we saw Shah following Imam. And then they also kind of went into different direction. It is only this smiley Mu'minin who remained with Imam till today. right? Those who were at that time, whatever the reason was, whatever Abu Bakr did, but people who had the knowledge, they knew the true Janashi, the vicegerent, the Wasi of Prophet Muhammad was Maula Ali. They remained with Maula Ali. And there were very few actually who were with Maula Ali. Because it is difficult to be with truth because minority is with truth. Majority is always with the false. That is the law. It is given in Quran. Majority is always with the false. So those who want to be with majority for whatever the reasons, with Hazrat Abu Bakr, those people who were with Abu Bakr, they were there because he was rich, he was resourceful, he had networking, he had the backing up of all the, strong people in that time, right? And we see that Ummah divided after Prophet Muhammad. Mawla's guidance is that if you were to be there, then be there. It is better. But do not become hypocrites. Half here, half there. That is not the thing. That is not the way. And then I want to go back. Let me see, what do I have here? Okay. This is another verse. Fi kulubihim marzun fazadahumullahu marza walahum azabun alim bima kanu yakzibun. In their hearts is disease. So Allah has increased their disease. And for them is a painful punishment because they used to lie. Because of lying, the disease continued to increase. There was weakness in the following of the ethics. Because of that, the disease increased, and that's a painful punishment. And what happened? Because they were lying, became hypocrite. Oh, no, I'm with you. I'm only with you. I'm following you. They would say to Maula Ali. But behind back, what they would do? They would go to Abu Bakr too. Abu Bakr was teaching, Aisha was teaching, Maula Ali was teaching. Right? So it is very, very interesting. Imam is saying that it is good for you that you remain at one place. Rather be there than at both places. And then, તમે હકીકતી મોમેન સારા છો આ દીન સત્ય છે તમે એક દિલ થઈ ધ્યાન રાખીને તમારા દીનને સંભાળજો. When Imam says be one heart, be united, how are we going to be united? Verbally we can say one Jama'at. But being united, in order to be truly united, we need knowledge and we need to follow the knowledge. Because only with knowledge we will be able to understand what does hypocrisy means. What is being of two colors. These are powerful, lessons for us. Profound guidance from Imam. And we truly need to reflect to really understand Imam's guidance. I will end here. So if we have questions or comments, so we can discuss that.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Beautiful explanation about the Quranic verses. When you actually were referring to when Mullah says that, become one-hearted. We always take it so far that we need to all be united, not fight among each other, and all of those things. But at times, I think when we bring it closer, it tells us that, we are within ourselves, we have carnal soul, and then our conscience is soul. So what happens is like, we ourselves within us are not ek dil. We go here, we go there, or, very simple example, today I want to do this, or today I want to do that. We, within ourselves, at times, we're not ek dil, which keeps us, keep our journey very challenging until we decide that we want to be on the right side, until we agree among, like within our heart, that I need that carnal soul beneath me, that the way Maulana, explains, the horse, the rider needs to be on top. So until we agree among, I think, within ourselves, I think it will make a huge difference.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. So this is another aspect that within our being, right? If we are being pulled by carnal soul in one direction and we are not able to tame it, then it is war, within our being only, not outside. Subhanallah, beautiful addition.
I mean, friends, the chat is open. If you have any questions, any comments, or any reflections, you can unmute and come forward.
I would love to hear your comments about Quranic verses we did with Farman. I understand there's a lot to reflect.
Anyone can come and share the reflection as well. More than welcome. Anything which stays in your heart, anything which you feel like Mola was talking to me, you can share. Okay, here I have a comment question from a friend directly. When Mola is saying that become one rung, does this mean that we are not one yet?
Subhanallah, subhanallah. So, the way we can take this question in so many different ways, right? The way we heard that within our being, carnal soul and then sensory soul, right? Censoring soul. We have a fight within our own being to follow the censoring soul, which always directs us to right path, or follow the nafs ammara, right? So we are not united in that way. We see today in Jama'at, so many Jama'at from Afghanistan or different parts of the uh, world. Jama'at is now traveling into the Western world, and we see different Jama'at. Are we united, or are we able to accept the different traditions of different Jama'at, the way they have been practicing? All these are examples for us to assess ourselves, reflect, and evaluate that how open-minded we are to accept the differences. When we accept the differences and become united, the way, I always give example of a flower bouquet, let's say. If we were to have only same flowers, it may not look that attractive. But if we have different colors of different flowers and it's a beautiful, full, vibrant bouquet of flowers, it's so beautiful for our eyes. We just want to keep it with us, Why? Because all these differences makes it beautiful, right? Similarly, that when we talk of different colors, these colors are related to loyalty to Imam, to the bayat of Imam, to the commitment to our deen. All those are important points to relate when we talk of Berangi, right? Beginning from our own carnal soul, desiring to go for a party or a movie or say our dua or ibadat, zikr ibadat, right? So starting from our own being, going into higher examples of accepting different Jamati members, different traditions, and then becoming united in our heart by accepting the differences in the Jamaat. So sometimes unity is taken as a blanket statement, as if we all should be same. Everything should be same. No, everything cannot be same. We are diverse, Jamaat. And within that diversity, we have strength. With knowledge, that diversity becomes the pillar actually in having the unity in our heart, that we may be doing things, traditions different. There are difference in traditions. Doing things, praying to Imam, the way, we sing Ginans, they sing Kasidas, or the ceremony of Chirag-e-Roshan. All these are beautiful differences in our Jamaat, but we are united with the commitment in the bayah of Imam, that we follow our deen and we follow our Imam's guidance. So unity, one color in that sense. When we talk of our own carnal soul, we cannot call as per se hypocrite. We can't, I mean, it is to make us understand, give us examples that there is a tug of war here or there, here or there. But that is what taming of the, horse means, that keeping the rein in our hands and going into the direction where the rider wants to go. Truly, the word munafiq applies when there is, weakness in the bayat of Imam. Bayat of Imam, commitment, loyalty to Imam. And yes, you're very right when you are saying that Iman, akhir dam tak salamat. It is to do with the Iman, that do we believe in our Iman? Do we believe in our Imam? And that is why we say that, Ya Mola, keep our Iman salamat till the last breath of our lives, right? It is to do with our loyalty, our commitment to Imam. So we can take this example of Berangi, at different levels. But when we talk of Berangi, when we talk of hypocrites, it is actually to be with Imam in his bayah. And that's what it means. I hope that helps.
जी शमीम साहिबा.
जी शमीम, आप कुछ कह रहे हैं?
और आईफोन.
जी याली मदद.
जी याली मदद.
मुझे ये अच्छा लगा कि ईमान आखिर दम तक सलामत रखने के साथ साथ हम ये भी दुआ मांगे कि हमारे ईमान में इजाफा करें.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, बेशक ईमान में इजाफा हो, क्योंकि हमने समझ लिया कि ईमान के अंदर भी दर्जात है. तो यस, डेफिनेटली we do want elevation in our iman. Thank you, Shamim. Yeah, very beautiful point you brought forward.
Mubin Sahiba, Yali Madad.
Walali Madad.
It's Amina here. Just a comment. I was taught to say this prayer when I go to have my nails. Ya Mola Hakikati Samajde Asal mein wasal kar. Before I drink the nails, It was part of how I was taught before I drink the nails. And the other one was, we may all not understand all these different folks that have arrived and are with us in Khane, etc. The beautiful feeling was when Mola Bapa's Didar. We had like 62,000 people in Toronto.
Wow.
And while sitting and saying the tasbih and salwat and ginans, all of a sudden, the realization that came is all these people, they all love Mola Bapa. All of us love Mola Bapa. Maybe we are on different plateaus and we need to learn more about our faith, but inshallah we'll become one Jama'at if we are tolerant and try and reach out with just a Yali Madad. Thank you.
Subhanallah. Thank you, Yali Madad. Beautiful point you brought forward. Beautiful. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. I don't think I can add anything to it. Subhanallah. So I see a question here. Can you please explain Hakikati moment from all moments? All are Muslims, only Hakikati having the Imam with us to guide? Again, beautiful questions relating to the term. Remember, Mubin we use for general. Everybody who's good with morality, with, we call them Mubin. But the true term, actually, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah in Kalam-i Imam-i Mubin distinguishes, gives us a definition. That first he says that insan is the one who understands that they have intellect. When we don't realize that we have intellect and we can follow the guidance with the intellect and we live life following the carnal soul, Imam says they are like animals, right? And then Imam talks about angels. Imam talks about hakikati mu'min. So we can understand from these definitions that those who have intellect and when they walk on the path of knowledge, it is they who realize and understand. The way Amina just said so beautifully, that realization came. How does this realization come? If it were not to be the blessing of Imam. And why would Imam's blessing would come if the Mu'min is not a seeker, right? So it is to do with this seeking that I want answers, searching. When we are in that attitude, in that mindset that we want to learn and grow, then we will realize that Hakikati Mu'minins are those who are with this deen, which is going to take us to our, original abode, Asal Makan. Those who are Hakikati Mu'minin, they are always conscious of this tug of war which is within them, carnal soul wanting to do only worldly desires and worldly things, whereas the censoring soul guides us to right path. And it is the censoring soul which takes us to the satisfied soul. A Mu'min Salik, a Mu'min Arif, who is Hakikati, because it is only Hakikati that Mu'min will be a Salik and Arif. We understand these terms now, so I'm not explaining it. So, in the language of Hakikati, when Imam is saying Hakikati, those who know the Hakikat, meaning those who are Arif, they're on the path of becoming Arif, they are seeking the esoteric knowledge. When they are seeking that, they will be always in remembrance, in mindfulness, not to follow the carnal soul. In fact, they will be always, warrior, right? Imam calls us Lashkar. These Hakikati moments are always, ready in war, being warrior to fight with their carnal soul, always having their, talwar with them to be fighting. So we understand this concept very beautifully, that Hakikati Mu'min is the one who is with the knowledge.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Wonderful. Like this was a very beautiful point. Alhamdulillah. Any other reflections friends would like to come forward and share? This was amazing. I think we all have a lot to reflect on, especially being one rang, being hakikati, and all of these beautiful points which Maulana Hazrat Imam is actually explaining us. Amazingly, we really need to focus on these. So alhamdulillah. Thank you, Niamat Sahaba, for a wonderful session. Thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with us. Thank you, friends, for joining. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad. Shimim Ya Ali Madad.
Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Thank you, Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.
Yali Madad.
Ya Ali Madad.